Listen closely, my friends. Your morning decides who wins today, you or your mind. The alarm rings, and before your feet touch the floor, the first negotiation begins. One voice says, "Get up, you made a promise." Another whispers, "Not yet, you can start tomorrow." No audience is watching. Nobody will applaud the decision. But that private moment reveals who is in command, your considered intention or your immediate impulse. Most people lose control of the day before breakfast. They reach for the phone. Messages enter. News enters. Comparison enters. Other people's priorities enter. Before they have chosen one deliberate thought, the world has already chosen what their mind will react to. Then they wonder why focus feels difficult, anxiety feels loud, and the important work keeps moving to tomorrow. The Stoics understood that discipline is not built only during great crises. It is built through ordinary decisions made consistently, especially when nobody is forcing you. Marcus Aurelius held immense power, yet in his private journal, he still had to remind himself to leave the comfort of bed and perform the work of a human being. Power did not remove resistance. Responsibility did not create automatic motivation. He still had to win the first private battle. This video will give you 7 morning Stoic rules for doing the same. You will learn how to rise without negotiation, protect the first input of your mind, separate what you control from what you do not. Remember that the day is finite. Train through manageable discomfort. Complete one essential duty before noise, and rehearse your character before pressure arrives. Do not build an extreme routine you will abandon in 4 days. Choose 3 rules, practice them for 1 week, then add another, and stay until Rule 7, because it turns your morning from a collection of habits into preparation for the exact emotional test most likely to defeat you later in the day. You do not need to control the entire day. You need to stop surrendering its first decisions. Rule number 1. Rise before comfort opens the negotiation. Rule 1. Rise without negotiating with comfort. The alarm does not only wake the body, it reveals the authority structure of the mind. You chose a reasonable waking time while calm. Then morning discomfort tries to rewrite the decision. The first Stoic rule is to rise without negotiating with comfort. This does not mean sleeping too little. Chronic exhaustion is not discipline. Choose a waking time that respects your health, work, family, and need for adequate rest. Then treat that considered choice as a commitment. Use one sentence when the alarm rings. The decision has already been made. Move before the mind produces its second argument. Feet on the floor. Curtains open. Water. Bathroom. Do not ask whether you feel motivated. Prepare the night before. Place the phone far enough away that you must stand. Set out clothing. Decide your first action. Reduce the number of choices available to the half-awake mind. If you fail repeatedly, do not insult yourself. Diagnose the system. Are you sleeping too late because of unnecessary scrolling? Is the waking time unrealistic? Is the alarm beside your pillow? Are you trying to change 5 habits at once? Discipline improves when friction is designed intelligently. There will be mornings when illness, caregiving, travel, or genuine exhaustion requires adjustment. Ask, am I adapting wisely or escaping discomfort? You will usually know the difference. Track only whether you stood within 2 minutes of the chosen time. Not whether you felt powerful. Not whether the morning looked impressive. The first victory is private. A reasonable promise was made and behavior followed. That small piece of evidence changes the rest of the morning. The body is now out of bed. The second battle is protecting what enters the mind. Rule 2. Do not let the world speak first. Your phone can deliver thousands of opinions before you form one deliberate thought. One notification creates urgency. One headline creates anger. One image creates comparison. One message gives you a problem that may be real, but did not need to become your first conscious thought. The second rule is simple. Do not let the world speak first. Protect the first 30 minutes from unnecessary social media, news, email, and video recommendations. If your responsibilities require urgent availability, adapt the rule. Allow calls from essential people. Check what genuinely requires action. The principle is deliberate access, not rigid disconnection. Create physical distance. Charge the phone outside the bedroom or across the room. Use Do Not Disturb. Turn off non-essential notifications. Place a notebook or book where the phone used to be. An empty rule creates resistance. A replacement creates rhythm. Use the protected time for water, light, movement, journaling, reading, or silent preparation. If 30 minutes feels impossible, begin with 10. Notice the urge to check. Do not fight it dramatically. Name it. There is the urge for stimulation. Wait 1 minute. Continue with the chosen action. Each delay teaches the mind that urge is not command. You may discover that the phone was helping you avoid worries already present. Without distraction, unfinished tasks and uncertainty become visible. Good. Write them down. Now you can examine them instead of escaping them. The first question of the morning should not be, "What is everyone else doing?" It should be, "What does this day require from me?" Attention is the material from which the day will be built. Protect it before the marketplace enters. Rule 3. Divide the day into control, influence, and release. Anxiety grows when the mind attempts to control the entire day at once. The interview, the meeting, the deadline, another person's mood, the outcome. The third rule is to divide the day into control, influence, and release. Draw 3 short columns: control, influence, release. Under control, write what you can choose directly: preparation, effort, honesty, tone, boundaries, the next action. Under influence, write what your action can affect but not command: a hiring decision, a conversation, a team result, trust, performance. Under release, write what will not receive endless mental argument: the past, other people's private opinions, the final outcome, unexpected events. Epictetus began practical Stoicism with the distinction between what depends on us and what does not. The influence column prevents that teaching from becoming passivity. You cannot control whether you receive the job. You can influence the result through preparation. You cannot command another person's respect. You can communicate a boundary and decide what access disrespect receives. You cannot guarantee a video's performance. You can improve the topic, title, thumbnail, opening, editing, and consistency. Use one sentence: I cannot command the outcome, but I can improve my contribution. Then contribute. Do not use outside my control to avoid effort. Do not use influence as an excuse to obsess after your part is complete. Complete the work. Review the evidence, adjust, release. This 2-minute exercise prevents your limited morning energy from being spent on doors without handles. Now use that energy with urgency, not panic, because this day is not unlimited. Rule 4. Remember that this day will not return. Every morning feels familiar enough to appear replaceable, but this exact day has never existed before and will never return after it ends. The fourth rule is to remember that the day is finite. The Stoics reflected on mortality not to create fear, but to create proportion. When time feels unlimited, meaningful action is easy to postpone. You will begin next week. Make the call later. Repair the relationship when conditions improve. Protect your health tomorrow. But tomorrow is not a possession. It is a possibility. Each morning, look at the date and say, "This day will not return." Then ask 3 questions. What deserves my attention today? What conflict is too small to carry through another day? What meaningful action have I been postponing? Choose one answer. Do not turn mortality into pressure to make every minute productive. Rest, play, conversation, beauty, and quiet can be wise uses of finite life. The question is whether time was chosen or unconsciously lost. 40 minutes of deliberate entertainment may restore you. 40 minutes moving between apps without memory may simply disappear. Write one sentence. Because today is finite, I will. Finish the application. Have the conversation. Take the walk. Complete the draft. Call the person. Do not try to live the entire future this morning. Use finitude to become selective, not frantic. A disciplined mind knows that saying yes to one action means saying no to another use of the same hour. Choose what deserves the irreversible currency of today. Rule 5. Choose one safe discomfort. A mind that escapes every discomfort becomes fragile without noticing. Boredom sends it to the phone. Criticism sends it into defense. Uncertainty sends it into overthinking. The 5th rule is to choose one safe, manageable discomfort in the morning. The Stoics sometimes practiced voluntary simplicity to reduce dependence on comfort. The goal was not punishment. It was flexibility. Choose something appropriate to your health and responsibilities. Take a walk without headphones. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Begin important work before entertainment. Choose a simple breakfast. Take the stairs if safe for you. Finish a shower with a brief cooler period only if appropriate for your health. The most useful discomfort may be emotional. Ask a question that may reveal what you do not know. Publish work before it feels perfect. State a responsible boundary without over-explaining. During the practice, listen to the mind. I need relief now. I cannot tolerate this. Something is wrong because this feels unpleasant. Replace exaggeration with accuracy. This is uncomfortable, temporary, and manageable. Do not make the practice extreme. Injury, dangerous exposure, sleep deprivation, or ignoring medical needs are not Stoic virtue. Wisdom and temperance govern courage. The purpose is simple. Prove that an unpleasant feeling can be present without becoming an instruction. This transfers into the day. You can tolerate a delayed answer, a boring task, a critical comment, an uncertain result. You practiced remaining present before the real discomfort arrived. Rule 6. Complete one essential duty before reactive work. A long task list can create the appearance of control while hiding the absence of priority. You answer messages, organize files, check analytics, handle small requests. At night, the work that mattered is still waiting. The 6th rule is to choose one essential duty and move it forward before reactive work where possible. Ask, what has the greatest consequence if neglected? What am I avoiding because it creates discomfort? What action would allow me to respect this day even if other plans changed? Write the answer as a verb. Complete the first draft. Study chapter 4 and solve 20 problems. Record the opening section. Call the doctor. Have the conversation. Then define the first physical action. Open the document. Place the book on the desk. Dial the number. Put on the shoes. Protect a block of 20 to 60 minutes. Phone away. One task visible. A sheet nearby for distracting thoughts. When the urge to switch appears, write it down and continue for 5 more minutes. Do not wait for focus to appear first. Focus often arrives after contact with the task. Use a minimum version on difficult days. 10 minutes. 1 paragraph. 1 call. The minimum preserves continuity, but it should not become a permanent hiding place. Track output. Words written. Problem solved. Minutes edited, actions completed. The morning routine succeeds only when it eventually touches real work. Preparation is not the destination. It must become action. Rule 7. Rehearse the person. You will be under pressure. The worst time to invent your principles is in the middle of anger, fear, or humiliation. The 7th rule is to rehearse your response before the test arrives. Identify one likely challenge: a difficult coworker, a delayed message, a demanding meeting, low motivation, a family conflict. Then write 3 lines. The trigger may be, my automatic reaction is, my chosen response will be. For example, the trigger may be criticism during the meeting. My automatic reaction is defending every detail. My chosen response is to pause and ask for one specific example. Or, the trigger may be low motivation. My automatic reaction is checking the phone. My chosen response is 10 focused minutes with the phone outside the room. Create if-then plans. If anger rises, I will lower my voice and take one breath. If the plan changes, I will identify the new priority instead of complaining for an hour. If someone becomes insulting, I will state the boundary once and leave if it continues. If I fail, I will review the method before judging my identity. Use one anchor phrase. My response remains mine. Control the next action. Discomfort is present. Wisdom is still possible. At night, review the test. Did it appear? What did you feel? What did you do? What should change tomorrow? This creates a loop. Prepare, act, review, adjust. You cannot control which test the day delivers. You can stop letting every test meet a completely unprepared mind. 5 mistakes that destroy. A Stoic morning. Before using the 15-minute routine, avoid 5 common mistakes. The first mistake is creating a morning so complicated that waking becomes a project. You do not need 12 habits, 3 journals, an extreme workout, and a perfect breakfast before real life can begin. A routine should reduce friction, not become another performance. The second mistake is using morning content as a substitute for morning action. You watch motivation, save quotations, and listen to advice, but never begin the essential duty. Philosophy must leave the screen and enter behavior. The third mistake is sacrificing sleep to appear disciplined. Waking at 4 does not make you superior if you are exhausted, irritable, and unable to think. Choose a schedule that respects health and responsibility. The fourth mistake is checking results before creating work. You open analytics, messages, or social media and allow yesterday's numbers to decide today's confidence. Create something before measuring everything. The fifth mistake is abandoning the entire routine after one broken morning. Oversleeping once is an event. Turning it into a week is a decision. Return at the next opportunity without a dramatic restart. Ask one question. What is the smallest version of this routine that still protects intention? Keep that version available for travel, illness, family pressure, and chaotic days. Prepare the morning, the night before. A disciplined morning often begins before sleep. Choose the waking time. Prepare clothing and water. Write tomorrow's essential duty. Place the phone away from the bed. Open the document or book you will use. Identify the first physical action. The morning mind should not have to design the entire system, while comfort is making its strongest argument. Night preparation is not glamorous, but it changes the odds before the alarm rings. Practical 15-minute Stoic morning routine. If you cannot complete the full routine, use this 15-minute version. Minute 1. Stand, open the curtains and drink water. Minutes 2 and 3. Write control, influence, and release. Minutes 4 and 5. Complete the sentence. Because today is finite, I will. Minutes 6 through 10. Begin the first physical step of the essential duty. Minutes 11 through 13. Identify the likely trigger and chosen response. Minutes 14 and 15. Read one short Stoic passage or sit without input. Then enter the day. Do not spend another hour perfecting the routine. The routine exists to support life, not replace it. Conclusions. Win the first hour. Your morning cannot guarantee an easy day. People may still disappoint you. Plans may still fail. Energy may drop. The world may interrupt everything you prepared. But the first hour can give you something more realistic than control over events. It can give you practiced access to yourself. Remember the 7 rules. Rise without negotiating with comfort. Do not let the world speak first. Divide the day into control, influence, and release. Remember that this day will not return. Choose one safe discomfort. Complete one essential duty before reactive work. Rehearse the person you will be under pressure. Do not adopt all 7 tomorrow. Choose 3. Practice them for 1 week. At night, ask, did intention or impulse make the first decision? Did I protect attention? Did I move the essential duty? Did I remember my response when pressure appeared? One morning will not rebuild your life, but every morning casts a vote for the mind you are training. If you are accepting the 7-day challenge, write this in the comments. I control the first hour. Subscribe for more practical Stoic lessons about discipline, focus, emotional control, and self-mastery. Tomorrow, the alarm will ring, the negotiation will begin, and once again, nobody will make the first decision for you.